Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are in our third installment of how to run every island in Wild Horse Island. So today we are running Royal, so our first mid-tier island. My thoughts on Royal: pretty easy to run once you know. It's super open. I personally just don't really love running it, but it is an important island to know to run because we do have the Mammoth Donkey. So if you can see, we have Mammoth Donkey. So to get the Royal Island unique, you need to know how to run it. So yeah, let's begin. So you'll spawn at this dock, which I believe is the only dock, and take your lasso out. I always say have your lasso out because you will need it. So we're gonna run past Larry and run up this ledge. Because of how open it is, there are quite a few different ways, but I just sort of like have my camera out and keep like swiveling, if that makes sense. And we found a first horse, so we got a Mustang. I would say you catch a variety of horses here, just not really any high tiers, like mid to low tiers. Sometimes the horses will be over here. There's gotta be two horses in this area. Sometimes they'll be over here, sometimes over here, but currently those two are over here. But just, you'll catch two like somewhere in this open field over here. So then we're going to go through the sand to the island with the trees, where you will go ahead and find your next two horses. So they're pretty easy because it's just like a tree area. So here's the first horse. They can really be anywhere within these tree areas. They can be up here. I found them up on this ledge. Here's our second horse. I have also found them over here. So like they have a pretty large running area that they could like spawn in. And the thing is, they run around, so even if they spawn in one spot, they can move. So the next place we will be looking is we go straight out of that like tree area over here and over here and to this area. So usually I keep going straight, just looking along at this edge for a horse. I run over this thing because sometimes a horse will be up here, sometimes they won't. Then I turn over here by this like rocky area and go and look down here while I run up here. So I look at both of those spots. So here is our next horse. We got an Akoteki. Yeah, they have a pretty large running area, I would say, on Royal. Here's our next horse right by it. Usually they aren't this close together. And then I would run down this area because I see a horse right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. And then I sort of run up over here to check for any more horses that I find over here. There are none right here. Sometimes this fjord will spawn behind this area, so it's good to look. But I found it right here. It's a rare coat. And then after I catch this horse, I run along this edge, and sometimes there will be a horse like over here. It's really hard to like know where a horse is gonna be. Then I jump over this like canyon. So then I look over here, and sometimes I will find a horse like down here. Sometimes they'll be like over by that cabin, I think what it's called. But currently it's right up here. So yeah, it is really hard to like know exactly where the horse spawns are going to be on Royal. They sort of have multiple places that they're going to be. Then if you just keep following this path up, there will be one more horse somewhere up here. So sometimes it'll be over here. Other times it will wander off and go like right behind right here. And then you respawn and reset and wait to head back to the dock. And now you have ran Royal. Congratulations, and congratulations, you have now ran Royal. So now you know how to run 3 out of the 8 islands. So see you guys in the next one. Bye!